Hey guys, welcome back to the Small Portfolio Challenge. If you're new here, the goal of this series is to grow a small portfolio of just starting out with $200 all the way up to $100,000. Every month I'm going to be updating y'all and showing you what I'm doing to the portfolio, what changes I might be making, and so on. But before we dive into all that, I've been kind of thinking about raising the stakes here a little bit. I think this would be really cool. So what I'm thinking about doing, and I'm still kind of working out all the logistics of it, like how I can legally do it and whatnot, but what I'd like to do is at the end of this challenge, and it's going to take time, it's not going to be an overnight thing, but at the end of the challenge, I'd like to just give the entire portfolio to one of my viewers. My hope is that they'll take the $100,000 portfolio and continue to invest in it and maybe give a boost to their overall retirement, or, you know, if they're a young person and they're just starting out and it gives a big jumpstart in their investing career. So I think that'd be just really cool, something to do for kind of a community and whatnot. Now, the hard part about building a portfolio like this is consistency. That's really the big secret with investing and building an investment portfolio is you have to be consistent with it every single month, adding whatever fixed dollar amount you're going to your portfolio, because if you don't invest, it's never going to grow. So I find that it helps me to have little triggers. If I start to fall off track of my goals, I have a little trigger that tells me, okay, I need to get back on path. So subscribe to the channel, take this journey with us, and let's build this portfolio together. All right, so let's get into it here. So we're taking a look at the portfolio. The previous episode, we started around we put in $200 and we invested into, it was the BlackRock ETF for Ethereum, the ETHA, it's their iShares. Right now we're up, let's see, where is it? Okay, so we're up $21 on the position, and we're up 11.5%. So not bad for the first episode there. So what we're going to be doing today for our trade, we're going to come over here. Now, before we bought the Ethereum ETF through BlackRock, this time I'm actually going to continue to add to our position in Ethereum just because I still think that it is the best trade in the market. But we're going to go with Fidelity this time. Reason being is that it adds a little bit of diversification to the portfolio in the sense that, so BlackRock has all of their Ethereum custodied with Coinbase. There is a little bit of risk there if something were to happen at Coinbase, some sort of black swan event like a hacker or just something crazy happen where they were to lose Ethereum. We don't want to be exposed to that. So I'm going to diversify into the Fidelity ETF just because they self-custody their own crypto. So a little bit diversification there. So we're just going to come in here, buy. We're going to... So we're going to buy 9 shares of the ETF, review order, go ahead, place order, and order received, and that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and go into why I'm buying into Ethereum so heavily. So coming over here, we're looking at the World Liberty Financial Group. This is the president's holdings, and he has been buying very aggressively on Ethereum. Now, politics aside, we know that whenever politicians start buying into something heavily, it goes up. I mean, there's no disputing that. Whenever you see, politicians like Nancy Pelosi, they're the best traders who ever lived. You're talking going from, making $100,000 salary all the way to where they're, they've got $500 million worth of stocks. So it's interesting because the blockchain's all public, so we're able to see what they're buying in real time, whereas before it was delayed. There'd be, I forget how many days it is, but there's a certain amount of days that they delay the disclosure. But here, there's no disclosure. And we were seeing the president just loading into Ethereum. I believe he has a 260 or 70 million worth of Ethereum, which is by far his largest holding. But more so than that, what I'm interested in is the real world assets. So coming over here to rwa.xyz, it's a website that tracks all of the real world assets that are being tokenized onto Ethereum and other blockchains as well, but Ethereum does have the dominant market share, and we're just seeing real world assets, the tokenization of them skyrocketing. So, and especially stocks. So we come over here, we can see BlackRock's been talking about how they aggressively want to start tokenizing stocks and bonds, and they want the SEC to rapidly approve this. And just in the last 30 days alone, we're seeing a 233% increase in the amount of monthly transfer volume. So we're seeing big spikes in the tokenization of the stock market. Now, a little bit of a history lesson. So back in the 1960s, stocks used to be traded completely on paper. They had a paperwork crisis, which is where they started to transition to where all of the stock trades were to be digital. So, and this took place over, I believe it was 20 years, something like that. But essentially, it was a transitional period where the stocks were no longer in paper form. They were digitized, and they were held at the Depository Trust Clearing Corporation, which is just a organization that clears the stock trades. It's where you get the whole T+2 settlement thing going on. And now I believe that with Ethereum, we're going through a very similar situation where it's the next evolution of stock trading and asset trading and ownership. So instead of things having to take, multiple days to settle, everything is getting tokenized onto Ethereum, and you're going to have instantaneous settlement. You're going to have 24/7 trading on these assets. And so that's a really big opportunity, in my opinion, because we've never been able to capitalize on that before. So that's why I think that Ethereum is the best trade in the market right now, and I continue to add to our public portfolio. And kind of what I talked about in the last video, as time goes on, we will start diversifying. We'll start looking at more ETF exposure. It's just at this point right now, the portfolio is so small. I'm going after more. They're aggressive trades. I'm looking at blue chips that have a lot of opportunity in them. And so Ethereum, in my opinion, is a blue chip within the crypto space. And I see a lot of opportunity there, more so than just buying an ETF. Because, let's say that I'm wrong on a trade with Ethereum and the price goes down a little bit, you lose $50, it doesn't really matter. But because there's so much more upside in it, and it's a long-term portfolio, those early gains can really make an impact long-term. So my strategy is to get what I would call a safe boost to the portfolio early on. I'm not chasing crazy meme stocks or gambling type things like that. These are real investments that I plan on holding in the portfolio for, many months, years into the future. But with that being said, the portfolio for our second episode, we're up 11.5%, I believe it was. So not too bad for going on our second episode here. I will update y'all in 2 to 4 weeks, something like that. Just kind of play it by ear. Whenever I see an opportunity or want to add more to the portfolio, I'll give y'all an update. But until next time, y'all take care.